Mobile devices, and indeed the internet itself, exists basically in order for us to share information with one another. So it should come as no surprise that mobile devices are set up to give us many ways to do just that. For example, we can send an email or a text message, share information on social media accounts, and so on. We will now look at how to share socially from within our app, and you'll implement 2 ways of doing so in the following 2 exercises. In the first, you'll learn how to use Expo's Mail Composer API to send emails. Then we'll look at React Native's built-in Share API to help us share to various other apps. The Expo Mail Composer API allows you to fire up the Mail Composer for your default email application on your device using a method called Compose Async. It takes one argument, options, which is an object with the following properties that can be set. Recipients, which is an array of email addresses that specify the recipients. CC recipients, which is an array of email addresses for the CC carbon copy field. BCC recipients, an array of emails for the BCC blind carbon copy field. A subject property, which is an email subject. A body property for the email body, and an isHTML Boolean property to say whether the body contains HTML tags or not, and this is used for formatting purposes, but note that this does not work perfectly in Android. And there's one last property, attachments, which is an array of file URIs to attach. You may have guessed from the name that the Compose Async method is an asynchronous method, and it returns a promise that resolves to an object containing a status property that can be either sent, saved, or cancelled for iOS. The Android operating system also returns a promise, but it does not provide the sent, saved, or cancelled status information. So a resolved promise from Android will always have the status of sent. Compose Async is the only method exposed by the Mail Composer API, but you can see that you can do quite a lot with this as far as configuring how to send an email from your application. In our app, we'll use this to add a Send Email button to the contact screen, and when you click it, it will automatically try to open the default email client, which in my emulator is Gmail, and it will automatically fill in the email recipient, the subject, and the body. So that's what we'll add in the sending email exercise. In the social sharing exercise after that, we'll use the Share API from React Native. The Share API also has just one method, and it's called Share. It takes 2 arguments, content and options. Content and options are both objects. The content object is required to have either a message or URL property or both, and it can optionally have a title property. The options object includes some miscellaneous configuration options for iOS and Android, such as a tint color for iOS. Let me show you how we'll use the Share API in our application. Going to the app, I'll navigate to a specific campsite from the directory. You see that there's a new button here with the share icon. When I click on this button, I get a dialog that pops up with several possible sharing options. Now, this dialog will automatically populate with whatever applications you have installed on your device that take advantage of this kind of sharing. So if you had Instagram or Twitter or something like that installed on your device, options to share to those feeds would come up automatically here. I don't have anything like that installed here, so all I'm getting is what you see. I'll just choose email to show you that it will automatically put information about this campsite and the image URL into the email body. If I had Twitter installed and I was making a tweet, it would put the same information inside a tweet, or inside a text message if I were sending a text message, and so on. With this overview of how you'll be using the Expo Mail Composer and the React Native Share APIs, let's continue on to the exercises.